Hi everyone, I'm Ari. Welcome back to my channel and happy weekend. I am a certified personal trainer and yoga instructor, bringing you workouts and yoga flows I have curated and loved over so many years, right here from my home to you here on YouTube, so you can fall in love with them too. And today, gosh, we're just flowing. We're flowing to recenter and find some good. It's going to be creative. We're going to twist. We're just going to get into our bodies to get out of our heads. And to get going, I invite you to close your eyes if that feels right for you. And just to take a moment and think of something good. Think of something good about yourself. It is so much easier to think of something good in other people. Off the top of my head, I can think of my best friend's laugh, the smiles of those that I love so much, my cats that will probably be running around, although it is midday and it is nap time. But it's a little bit more difficult when we try to think of the good about ourselves. And it's sad that it is that way. But just take a moment. Maybe it's your eyes, or your smile, your voice. Although I acknowledge that it's weird when we listen to voice notes back. Maybe it's the way you make your morning coffee, or that you're a good cook, or that you just can put one foot in front of the other when times get tough. Whatever it is that you admire about yourself, however large or small, hold on to that. And let's hold on to that together as we will begin to flow and continue to reach for what's good. Not to ignore the things in our life that do need our attention. But for the next however long we're on this mat together, I have yet to figure out how long it will be, ground into that feeling, that appreciation of what's good in you. And together you can open your eyes and we'll get going. So if you're not already, you can come to face the top of your mat and shift back into child's pose. Reaching your hands out nice and long, fingertip by fingertip, they stretch out closer to the top of the mat as your forehead starts to just tap the mat, and you can settle in here. This length that you're bringing into your arms, releasing some tension in our shoulder blades as we release the muscles we do not need. Those in our face, those in our glutes and our quads, our legs. Allowing each inhale to fill up our back, and the exhale to ground us closer to the mat. From here, we'll walk our hands to the right side of the mat. I love starting out this way, taking our left fingertips out just a little bit longer, beginning to feel our left side start to open up and expand. Inhale and exhale. A few more breaths just like that, grounding us here before we get into our flow today. Starting slower, picking up pace like a wave we will all enjoy together. And then we'll walk ourselves to the left, bringing our right fingertips just out a little bit further than our left as we feel the right side of our bodies now expand and lengthen. Inhale, reaching for that energy, and exhale, we settle. And again, and settle. Walking our hands to center, we'll take a few cat and cow waves up to tabletop. So from child's pose, we lift up to our hands, arch our spine towards the ceiling, knees remain wide. And then we'll come all the way back. Child's pose. Exhale. And again, inhale, arch the spine towards the ceiling. And then exhale, we flow back, child's pose. 2 more here. Inhale up. Arch through that spine, really articulating each motion. And last time here, coming up, arching our spine, and then bringing our knees in slightly, hips with distance, find neutral spine. So we'll look out in front of us here, left leg comes long, and then shifts over to the right side, behind and over our right leg, planting the toes, and shifting backwards. Begin to just work a diagonal, shifting forward and back, beginning to feel the back side of our leg really turn on. Forward and back. And then together we lift our left nice and long, and we'll take some hip circles. Knee comes toward elbow, shifting down and back up. Towards the elbow, down and back up. And again, inviting the breath as it feels good. Exhale comes toward the mat. Inhale, we lift. And reverse. Other way. Big circles, almost exaggerated. Like you are really trying to paint the space with your knee. One more big circle. And then we'll plant it behind us and use the momentum to shift back into downward facing dog. More weight in the left foot. So my right knee remains bent, letting the blood flow more into my left side. Coming out into plank, shifting onto the left blade edge of our foot, we lift up into side plank. Hand comes up towards the ceiling, hold here. Inhale, grow taller, grow longer, lift up through the hips. Exhale, plant the hand. And then bring our left foot to the outside of our left hand, setting up lizard prep. So nice and long here. Back leg remains lifted. As we lift up through the left, reach up towards the ceiling, and we'll take 3 big twists. So elbow comes down like we could thread the needle underneath the arm, and then lift up again, twist, look up. Inhale. Exhale, down and twist. One more here. Come down and twist. Plant the left hand back, knee now plants on the mat just slightly. Lifting up, reaching up again, we twist, reaching for the back foot. Touch and hold. Still early in the practice, so we're just tapping. And then we'll release, shift back into downward facing dog, almost just proving to ourselves we could tap our foot. Come back into tabletop. And we'll repeat this on the other side. Starting from child's pose, big waves. Come all the way back through child's pose. Inhale, arching the spine towards the ceiling, shifting forward and back down. As you wish here. Your arms can bend and straighten as it feels right for you. Really just arching through our spine, saying hello, waking up. Our body is letting it know it's time to move. We're ready to go. And then last one here, we lift up, arch the spine, and then find neutral tabletop, bringing the knees once more beneath the hips. And then we take the right foot long and lengthening towards the left, just over the left foot diagonal. And then we work side and up, sitting back toward with our sit bones, and then up towards the top of the mat. Shifting back and forward, back and forward. Last time we come back, we'll come up together back through tabletop, leg remains long behind us, and we'll start to open up our hips, big circles here towards the front. Knee comes toward elbow, back down. Knee towards the elbow. Back down. Last one, knee towards the elbow. Back down, other direction. Up, back, and down. Paint that painting with your knee. How high can you get your knee? Leading each paint stroke like we are in fact Picasso. As I shake, planting the right toe, shifting back, downward dog, more emphasis on the right side, leaving my left leg here a little more bent. Breathe in and breathe out. Shifting out into plank as we did on the other side, shifting onto the right side this time, side plank. Left hand comes towards the ceiling, look up. And then exhale, plant the hand, right foot comes up towards the top of the mat, lizard prep. Back foot remains long. Hold here, look out. Reaching now, right arm towards the ceiling, lifting up through your sit bones, and then twisting. Right arm comes under left. Exhale. Inhale, reach up, look up. And then exhale, twist towards the mat. Inhale, reach up, look up, last time. And then exhale, towards the mat. Right arm plants, back knee plants. Coming down into lizard, untuck the toe, reach up with the right arm. Look back towards the foot, coming up with the back foot. Touch, release gently, plant the hand. Shift back, downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs. We'll be going through a lot more twists here. And as we go, grounding into the things we like about ourselves. When the flow gets a little more movement, we find ourselves drifting in thought. Can you ground back with a single word, a single thought? Is it what you like about yourself? Is it how good your body feels, how thankful you are for the moment? Think of it, find it, and then travel towards the top of the mat. Step by step, hop, big steps. However, grounding through into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, wide arms like wings, light bend in those knees. Look up, reach up, standing mountain pose. Reach up taller. And then exhale, forward fold, flat spine all the way back down to the mat. Do that again. Inhale, halfway lift, just as we did, forward fold. And then inhale, flat spine, leading with the heart. Come up, reach up, mountain pose, look up. And then exhale, we fold again. This time, left hand plants, bending into the left knee. Reach up, right arm towards the ceiling, twist. Inhale. Exhale, hand plants. Bending into the right knee, lifting up with the left. Look up to the left. Inhale. And exhale here. This time on an inhale, we shift back into chair pose. Arms come up just by the ears. Palm faces our face. Inhale, can you sit lower? Just like that chair is slightly out of reach. Inhale here. On the exhale, hands come to prayer. And we'll twist towards the right elbow to knee. Inhale here. And exhale, left elbow, right knee. Inhale. Exhale. Can you sink lower? Can your toes come off the mat for how much you are sitting back? Inhale. And exhale. Your next exhale, look down. Bringing both hands back towards center. Taking a big step back with the left foot planting, coming up high lunge. Hold here. Inhale. Exhale, hands back towards prayer. Look toward the right. Shift forward again, elbow to knee. And hold here. Inhale and exhale. Shifting perspective, grounding into our balance here. And on an inhale, we turn towards center, lift up, high lunge, everything straightens, and then we settle cactus pose with those arms. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, settle, cactus the arms. Inhale, reach up, look up. And then exhale, settle, cactus the arms, pulling back with our chest, feeling that expansion. And then exhale, lean forward, hinge forward, hands out by the ears. Breathe in and out, shifting the weight forward over that standing leg. Hold here. Grow taller. Arms come up by the ears. Grow out of your body, out of your spine. Yes, you can. Exhale, hands plant just in front of the foot here, standing splits. Leaning up into the top foot. Back foot comes off the mat as high as is good for you. Back leg, maybe it's not that high. Maybe there's a big bend in it. It's off the mat, bowing over our standing leg. On a big inhale, come up, look up. Warrior 3 prep here, just looking out towards the horizon. And then we step back gently with the back foot, come up, warrior 2, pivoting open towards the side of our mat, looking out over our middle finger towards the top. Inhale reaches us forward. Exhale, reverse our warrior. And then cartwheel the arms. Planting to the mat, step back, plank pose, your vinyasa of choice. Coming down halfway, lifting up, upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. How'd you do? How'd it go? Did you have a good trip? All right, let's continue our journey. Walking, stepping, hopping towards the top of our mat. Coming in, bending in lightly, gently into our knees. Forward fold. Bending this time into our right knee. Right hand plants, left hand lifts towards the ceiling. Twist and look up. Inhale and exhale. Plant the hands other side. Bend into the left knee. Right arm reaches up. Look up. Inhale. And exhale. Plant the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. You know where we're going. Inhale, chair pose. Arms come up towards the ears. Palms face the face. Sitting back into our most inconvenient chair. Can you sink lower? Inhale, grow slightly longer. Exhale, hands come to prayer. Looking towards the left, elbow to knee, right elbow, left knee. Our knees remain parallel towards the front of the mat. Breathe and smile. The most cliche thing in the world is to smile through the discomfort. But it does help. Inhale and exhale. Last one here. Inhale. And exhale, come towards center and take a big step this time back with the right. Come up, high lunge. Inhale, everything straightens. And then we'll just settle into the posture. Just allowing us to just center here. There is no rush. There is nowhere to be except here. So let's take this on a flight. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, we settle, cactus the arms. Inhale, grow taller, straighten the legs, look up. Exhale, cactus the arms, pull back the chest. Inhale, reach up, look up. And exhale, settle back, cactus the arms, grow wider with the chest. Inhale. Exhale, come hands to prayer in front of our heart, twist towards the left, hello again. And again, elbow to knee, settle here. We are in a twisted high lunge. It is challenging, but you can do hard things. Yes, you can. Hashtag Glennon Doyle, you can do hard things. Breathe here. All right, inhale, twist towards the front, and exhale. Arms come out long by the ears, hinging forward. All of our weight is shifting towards the front of the mat. The weight of our body, the length of our arms, taking our energy forward. Inhale, grow longer. Exhale, plant the hands, standing splits. Shift all of our weight now towards the front. Back foot lifts and as high as feels right for you. Head comes closer to the mat. Inhale and exhale. Warrior 3, prep lifting up slightly onto fingertips. Look out in front of you. If you would like blocks now to bring the floor up to you, maybe that's better. And then we'll take a big step back together. Warrior 2, spiraling the arms open, settling in, back foot 90 degrees parallel to the back of the mat. Settle in. Inhale, everything straightens and lengthens. Exhale, we settle into the posture. Inhale, reach forward. And on the exhale, we come back, reverse warrior, tipping backwards. Right hand on the back of our thigh is so light, barely tapping. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Step back, plank pose. And then your chaturanga. Meeting an upward facing dog. And then a downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs. Find stillness. And then together we look towards the front of the mat, walk, step, or bend into that crouch, and take a big, nice hop to the top of the mat, landing lightly, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come fully up to mountain pose, light bend in those knees. Inhale. Exhale, hands at our side. All right, let's go. Inhale, left knee comes up towards the chest. Reach up, look up. And then we tip forward on an exhale, warrior 3. Hands out in front of us if we got it, or in prayer, or on the mat. Whatever feels right for you today, okay? We're just here. We're playing around. We're having fun. We're getting out of our head. All right, wherever you are, right hand will plant, and we'll take this spiraling open towards the left, half moon pose. Facing the left side of our mat, our back foot pointed, shooting towards the back of our space. Left arm towards the ceiling. Inhale, grow long. And if you would like, you can reach for the back foot. Coming into an arrow, a big bow and arrow. Find something that isn't moving. Embrace the shakes, the wobbles. And then exhale, release gently. Left hand plants. We'll step back into warrior two, cartwheeling the arms up and open. Settle in. Inhale, we'll fly twice. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, we settle. Inhale, reach up, look up. And exhale, we settle. Looking out over our middle finger. Inhale, reaching forward this time. Exhale, reverse our warrior, coming to the back of our space. Inhale, extend the front leg. Both arms come up to the ceiling, and we'll settle down towards the back of the mat, bending into our left foot, left knee. I have completely been so grounded. I can't even think of the names of poses at this point. Skandasana. I got there. All right. Taking this towards the top of the mat, Skandasana to the top of the mat, bending into the right knee. We're human. Just like forgetting your best friend's name. You know? All right, pivoting towards the top of the mat, low lunge to the top. Taking this into a twist, right arm towards the top of the mat, towards the ceiling. Hi, Charlie. And then taking a big twist, coming onto the blade edge of each foot. Look toward the back, reach toward the back. Inhale, reaching up overhead, growing long. And then we'll settle back, twisting backwards, reaching toward the back foot. 2 more here. Inhale, reach up overhead. And then exhale, we settle back, reach toward the back of the mat. Hi, bugs. Reaching up overhead. Grow long and lengthen. I know, hi. And settle. And then we spiral back into plank pose, stepping backwards. Your vinyasa of choice. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Take a breath here. And then we look toward the top of the mat, bend into both legs. I will not be jumping anymore. And take a big step towards the top of the mat. And then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we settle. Inhale, we meet in mountain pose, Tadasana. Look up, reach up. Exhale, hands at heart center. All right, we have our last side, the only other side, because we're only human and have 2 sides. Inhale, reach up, look up, knee comes with. Inhale, how high can you get this knee towards your chest? And then exhale, come into warrior 3, hinging forward, hands out by the ears. Maybe your hands are at prayer at your chest, or they're on the mat. This is your choice here. Wherever feels right for you. Breathe in and breathe out. Left hand will plant on the mat, fingertips or on a block, twisting open towards the right side, half moon pose. Looking out at something that is not moving. Back leg is long and strong behind us, right arm towards the ceiling. And if you did so on the other side, and if you feel like you got it on this one, reaching for and grabbing the back foot, coming into bow and arrow. I love this pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Look down, release the back foot ever so gently, planting the back foot behind us, coming up into warrior 2. Inhale, everything comes up nice and long. And exhale, settle. Again, inhale, reach up, look up. I feel like I forgot something. That's okay. Inhale, reach up, look up. And exhale, settle. Let's just forget perfection and just aim for a good time. Inhale, reach forward over your front knee. Exhale, coming back into reverse warrior, extending our front leg, both legs now nice and straight, both arms reaching up towards the ceiling. Inhale, grow long, and then exhale, skandasana to the back of the mat, bending into the right knee. Hold here. Inhale and exhale. And then shifting towards the top of the mat, bending into the left, skandasana towards the top. Inhale and exhale. Twisting back towards the top of the mat, low lunge, bending into the top left foot, twisting open this time. Left hand comes towards the ceiling, setting up for our reverse twists here. Coming onto the right blade edge of our feet, looking back, reaching for the back of the mat. Inhale, we grow tall. Left arm comes overhead again. Inhale, and then exhale. Towards the back of the mat, we reach. Inhale, hand comes overhead, over ear. Inhale. Exhale towards the back last time. Inhale, grow long, reach overhead. And then exhale, settle. Twisting forward, plank pose, stepping back, your final vinyasa of choice. Coming down halfway, lifting up, upward facing dog, and then shifting back, downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here in downward facing dog for yourself. Downward dog is a healing pose. It is a restful pose, but it is also active. So I invite you to remain active and ground into the mat with purpose, through the palms of your hands, through your heels. Just be. Your booty leading you to grow taller. Your arms like Elastigirl, they are so long, pushing you up and out. Then use this momentum to roll out one vertebrae at a time into plank pose towards the top of the mat, bringing the left foot width and planting it however you want to get it up there, just outside of your right hand. Right foot outside of the right hand. And then we plant the back knee, and then we scoot it back ever so slightly as we set up for lizard prep. I love lizard. Coming down to forearms if you got it. Maybe you stay up, or you can also reach for the back foot and coming into yet another twist of class. We'll hold here. We're winding down. We wound up, literally, with all the twists we did, like a slinky. Now we will wind down. Inhale and exhale. Next, inhale, grow long, and exhale, gently release the back foot if you had it in your hands. Planting the hand if it was up or anywhere else. And then we'll shift our foot back slightly, twisting toward the right side of the mat so our legs kind of spiral on top of each other. And we'll come to sit. And I'm going to face you so it'll make sense. We're coming to sit, cow face pose. So our right knee is over our left and our feet are pointing to both ends of the mat. From here, and it's okay if your knees aren't perfectly connected, one can be totally off the mat. Find center, so scoot yourself until you feel that both cheeks are on the mat. That might mean knee is up higher than another. Taking our left arm up towards the ceiling, bending it behind. I like to hold my hand here. So you can use your right to just gently add some pressure, a little weighted blanket on the left elbow. Breathing in and breathing out. Ungripping the arms, placing them in front of our body, and then using this, to walk ourselves out slightly more in space for this incredible hip opening twisted seat. If you can, maybe your elbows come down to the mat, focusing to keep your cheeks on the mat, both of them on the mat. Inhale and exhale. And then on our next inhale, we reach up, undoing our feet, our knees in front of us, taking them out long. We'll take a nice forward fold, and I'll turn back to the top of the mat so you don't need to stare at the bottom of my feet, and fold over. Wherever your hands are, they do not need to be at your toes. We are not overextending. We're meeting ourselves where we're at all times. Yoga is a play of pushing past our comfort safety zone, always with safety, but knowing that there is still possibilities past what we consider our comfort, the known, what we consider as part of our current abilities. Let yourself take a risk and know that we are always there to catch ourselves, and we are always there to catch you. All right, inhale, come out. And then we can shift back into tabletop, and then lift back into downward facing dog, and then shifting out to plank. We set up on the other side. Left foot comes outside left hand. Back knee plants, lizard prep, scooting our knee back maybe a little bit more. Find something comfy for you. And comfy, again, does not mean that we are not trying without pain. I'm on my forearms for this side, and as I took it on the other, I invite you as well to reach back, look back, and grab for the back foot. Inhale and exhale. And as my quad is firing up, I'm taking the moment to think about what I thought at the beginning of this flow made me love about myself. What I identified as something that just made me smile. Can you remember what yours was? Inhale, grow long, and exhale, gently release the foot, planting it towards the back of the mat. And then we come back up onto our hands, lifting our knees so we can spiral then towards the left side of the mat and find our way into this crooked seat. Left knee over right, setting up however you want to get there into cow pose. Knees stack on top of each other, feet shooting towards either end of our mat, cheeks on the mat, both of them on the mat. Reach up, look up. Right arm bends behind the head, and we hold with our left, our elbow in space. Inhale and exhale. And then we inhale, letting our hands come up to the ceiling, and then we fold just as we did before. Wow, this side is so much more intense. And we lean into the intensity of this pose. Hands come to the floor, whatever is right for you. Maybe your forearms do connect. And maybe you are just somewhere in the space of feeling that your hips are starting to waken up again and say, hi, this is intense. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale, we walk ourselves back into a seated position, unwinding the legs very, very, very slowly and gently. This time we come into butterfly. So setting up here, soles of the feet come together. I like to grab my toes and I lean forward. Letting my head be heavy. Just finding center. Coming up on your next inhale. And then you can just come down onto the mat, rolling back down very, very slowly. Taking your feet now at tabletop position, hands out like a T. We'll tip our knees to the left, back to center, and then to the right, and back to center. 2 more times each side. Yeah, this is a little bit of core activation, but after this, we're going into Savasana, and it's going to feel so sweet. Center, and then to the right. Center. Bringing our knees to our chest, bringing our forehead towards our knee. Inhale. And then exhale, we'll set up for Savasana. Deep exhale. Feet are outside the mat. Your hands are literally wherever you want them to be. Now is the time to lean into comfort. Now is the time to let go, and we'll seal our practice with a few moments of silence. Taking a few more moments to wiggle your fingers and toes, staying in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. Otherwise, I'll keep my voice gentle as I invite those who would like to come and find an easy seat. Maybe rolling onto one side to allow the blood flow to adjust with us. Coming to an easy seat. Feet can cross. Eyes can remain closed. Taking a minute. You roll out your neck. Maybe you find some more shifts and twists that feel good. And then come into your space. And as we seal our practice and I say thank you, I want to thank you for your openness, for the joy, for your willingness to lead in love for yourself, for taking the moment to get to this far of the video, the time that you took and carved out space for you in your busy day. So I look forward to seeing you next time, and I would love to know how you're feeling. Drop a comment, and I will see you again in the next video very soon. Thanks, everyone.